They were asked what your first foreign trip as mayor would be. Now, I cut it down to the 4 out of 9 who said it would be Israel, in addition to Mamdani's answer, which probably was the highlight of the evening in terms of somebody actually resisting these narratives.
Would you go first? Left to right, Ms. Adams.
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
Mr.
Okay, again, this is AOC's number 2 pick on the ranked choice ballot, who's also has a background that she seemed very proud of. She mentioned it in the course of the evening as a corporate attorney. First trip, Holy Land. So AOC's second choice in the ranked choice voting is a former corporate lawyer who says Hakeem Jeffries is the most competent Democrat in the country, the most effective Democrat in the country, and says our first trip would be to Israel.
And where would you go first? Left to right, Ms. Adams.
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
Mr. Cuomo.
Given the hostility and the anti-Semitism that has been shown in New York, I would go to Israel.
Mr. Tilson, where would you go?
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel, followed by my 5th trip to Ukraine, 2 of our greatest allies fighting on the front lines of the global war on terror.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mandani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not
as a Jewish state?
Notice.
As a state with equal rights.
He won't, he
Not
won't
as
say
a
it
Jewish
has
state.
a right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very
And
clear
his
on
answer
that.
was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that.
That's what he was trying to say.
No. Unlike
No,
you, I
you
answer.
never-
Unlike
you
you, I
never
answer
said
questions
no.
very
Okay.
directly,
All right, I think
and I
we're
want to
clear.
be
You
very
answered-
clear. I
you answered-
believe every state should be a state of equal rights.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mamdani. Mr. All right, I'm sorry.
My goal would be to take my first trip to Israel. My wife's life work in this area means a lot to our family, and it could coincide with my young son Miles' bar mitzvah, if you'd like to have his bar mitzvah.
Okay, but a minute.
I have to take a page out of Douglas Murray's playbook. You've never been?
You've
telling me
never
that
been?
guy? Put that guy up on the screen again. Pause it. That guy has never been to Israel? That guy? They should put that guy's face on Israeli postcards. That guy's never been there. I've never been to Israel? Really? Wow. That is a surprise.
Okay, so Mamdani clearly in a tough spot there. Now, for anyone who does not know, understand this is a very difficult spot to be in if you are running for mayor of New York. The only place with more Jews than New York City in it is Israel.
Yeah.
So and most of them are Zionists. That's just a fact. So that is, hey man, credit where credit is due. The easy answer there is yes, I would visit. I believe the easy answer is a 2-state solution. Like you want to say that you're like liberal, right? Oh, I believe in rights for both of them. Go with the Clinton kind of triangulation on it. He didn't give in to that. That is not easy if you are running for mayor of New York. The rest of them, hey, listen, as a Jew, I keep saying this. You are really not helping with anti-Semitism by going up in a race for leader of probably the most important city in the world's most powerful empire, and to have almost half of you demonstrate that you feel a need to loudly proclaim that you're going to go to Israel first. So that is not helping what they claim to be helping with that kind of a gesture.
So, first of all, what kind of question is it? What foreign country would you visit as New York City mayor? They expose themselves so quickly as fishing to ask, would you go to Israel? They act like it's this open-ended question. Hey, just out of curiosity, what foreign country would you visit first as mayor of New York? And then when Mamdani says I'd stay here, what do they say? At that
Moldova.
point,
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, they tip their hand and they say, well, would you visit Israel? Right. the question about Israel, and he answered. At first, he tried to dodge. He said, I think they have a right to exist. He tried to dodge. And then they said, as a Jewish state, and he says, as a state with equal rights. And this is the tell, and I tweeted this out. When you see the hostility to that answer, you see their hostility to equal rights. This is what I mean. They are admitting right there, plainly and openly, that Israel is a racist state. What do you mean equal rights? It's not. No, he doesn't believe it has a right to exist as a Jewish state. He wants equal rights. I thought the Democrats were all about equal rights. I thought this is the woke, anti-racist party of diversity and equity and inclusion and inclusivity and tolerance. All of a sudden, equal rights becomes taboo. They just come out and say they are against equal rights for Arabs. They admit it plainly in that answer, and then they want to lecture you about anti-racism at the other side of their mouth. It's just stunning. It's stunning. When Jimmy Kimmel got photobombed, the guy said, say free Palestine. Oh, no, I can't say that. Well, why can't you say? Why can't you advocate for freedom of people? I thought you guys are all about freedom. I thought oppression is bad and freedom is good. Not in this respect. They are just very on the nose about their belief that Israel has the right to exist as an ethno-supremacist state.
Right. Yeah, of course. You know, Kerry said it.
Kerry said it. John Kerry said it.
Israel could be a Jewish state or it could be a democracy.
Right. Can't be both.
And yeah, this is like that exchange, and that's why I emphasize the demographics of New York. That exchange for a mayor's race would only happen in New York City.
Right.
Where that is such an issue because it's the Zionist home base within the United States of America.
Yeah, they're going to ask.
That's why this is such an issue.
They're going to ask the candidates in Knoxville, Tennessee, what other country would you visit?
Yeah,
as mayor of Knoxville. Like
that. Now, could he beat Cuomo in this primary? It is possible only because Cuomo is such a pig.
Right.
Even the libs are turned off to Cuomo. The establishment, although he's getting more of the union endorsements than Mandani is, you're not seeing the kind of press coalescing around him the way they normally would. He's so disgusting. Even the establishment cannot come out and openly back him.
Right.
So for that reason, because the drones that the liberals are, who really rely on that media signaling for their personalities and opinions, they're not getting any clear direction. For that reason, you could wind up with such an enthusiasm and turnout gap that Mamdani could wind up pulling off an upset. But you're probably right. If you wind up with a four-way race at the end, there's no way.
I think you will. I think Cuomo figures it's already a three-way race.
I'm saying for Mamdani to win it.
Oh, yeah, no, he would struggle mightily in a four-way race. And I think Cuomo figures, I've got the money. I've got the name ID. It's already a three-way race, so why not make it a four-way race?
Sure.
And that point, it's a race to 30 points, basically. And Cuomo probably feels like he has a pretty good shot at that.
Please clap.